having to face jail time and having to really weigh your heart, and are you holding on to things too tightly, your comforts, just the awful prospect of going to prison for pastoring your church was weighty. So it's always been about compliance. They want our church to comply. And then when James preached a sermon on December 20th on the government and their duty, they really started to get a lot stronger with their enforcement against us. They took us to court. They put an injunction in place where we were to comply. And if we broke that injunction, it was jail time. And so James was facing potentially going to jail. And I remember just a Saturday, him sitting at the table and the reality of that setting in and thinking, I might have to go to jail. That was a really weighty thing. I remember just sitting at the table with him. He finished his lunch. He went back upstairs to the office, and I went into the bathroom and I cried. And I've always been taught in my Christian life that you hold everything with an open hand. And at that point, the Lord was asking me for my marriage, and I had to have an open hand for him to take it as it pleased him. And so I said, okay, Lord, if jail time is what it ends up being, I need to follow you and I need to be faithful in that. So I cried, and then I got out of the bathroom, and everything just kind of unfolded from there. But it was very, the choice to keep the church open was not a difficult choice. Having to face jail time and having to really weigh your heart, and are you holding on to things too tightly, your comforts, just the awful prospect of going to prison for pastoring your church was weighty. So it was not easy for us. This whole thing has not been easy for us.
Wow. So I think a question that I have along with that is, do you feel that now that James is out, do you feel more that things are better for you, or is it still really hard emotionally for you?
It's absolutely still really difficult for us. So we had a gentleman in our province who really pushed back against the government. They essentially took everything from him, his business. He tried to follow restrictions initially with his cafe, and he started to just go bankrupt. He was losing everything. And so he opened, kind of like we stayed open. He opened, and he has the inalienable right of working and providing for his family and his staff. And so our health services hit him really hard. And what they did was they took him to court kind of secretly, because they never notified his lawyer. And they went and they got this injunction in place on May the 6th. And what this injunction was, it was a gangst, it's called the Whistle Stop Cafe, as well as the owner of the Whistle Stop Cafe, and everybody in Alberta that's breaking the law or having an illegal gathering. So our church gathering is considered illegal. And so they went and got this injunction that essentially covers everyone from rallies that they deem are not worthy of the constitutional right, because there are some rallies that they allow to happen without being ticketed or raided by the police. But this injunction hit everybody. And so our lawyers took the Alberta Health Services to court on May 13th to have that injunction amended to only be for Chris and the Whistle Stop Cafe. Well, they're saying that that's not what it means. And so they're playing dirty in court. And they actually arrested Tim Stevens on the injunction, which they said they had given to him, which they didn't. They served somebody else, and then served him this injunction, completely ignoring the amendment. So when it went in front of the judge, they were like, yeah, that's your interpretation of it. That's not what we really intended. So every Sunday, we still face the threat of our entire leadership being arrested. So it's not over for us. And the thing with that injunction is there's no end to it. That's what's scary about it. Now, our our government is saying that the province will fully open in the middle of July if we have 70% of Alberta vaccinated. Oops, I'm allowed to say that word, jabbed. Then there won't be any health restrictions, but that's coercion. You know, it's really manipulative. So yeah, our guys, they're still facing threats of arrests and fines. So the pressure is not off of us, no.
Wow.